Now that was a good example of the first level of learning this skill. Veronica's learning how to pay attention to what I'm saying and reflect it back to me or mirror to me, repeating back not just the words but the sense, the meaning of what I was saying, perhaps including the feelings of what I was saying. Now that was the process. Let's find out how Veronica experienced it, what it was like for her to do this. What did that feel like for you as you were then doing it?
I feel like I wasn't really into me, I was really into where you were.
Right, yeah. Right. And what was that like as opposed to saying, I can see that, yeah, you are looking really good or what have you, that shift.
Yes.
What's that like?
The shift was, it wasn't me interpreting what I think you were feeling. But when I shifted to just mirroring you, it was more feeling your energy.
So instead of like being kind of like Veronica's spin or take on Henry or evaluation, you were more just saying, Henry, I'm going to let you be, and just kept giving me back to me.
Right, exactly. Exactly. It was
it
kind of like holding a dish, taking it in, and then pouring it back out.
Now you might wonder, well, what's the point of that? Just repeating the person's words back. It's like an echo. They can just hear themselves again. But there's a little bit more to it than that. Listen now as Veronica describes what it was like for her to be engaged in this meditation on listening.
It was kind of like holding a dish, taking it in, and then pouring it back out.
Did there seem to be any point to that?
Yeah.
What was the point to it?
The point was more or less really listening. I really had to listen. And this also was a feeling of empathy, or just being where you were, and being with your experience, not mine.
Well, what was that like that if you're with my experience and not mine, that you kind of left out of it? Do you feel sad or lonely or?
No, connected.
You feel connected.
Right, connected. I wasn't even thinking of me anymore.
You weren't thinking of me anymore, Well, what about for the person speaking? Are they just hearing their words being repeated, or is something else happening? Notice my reaction to Veronica's listening to me. What's happening? How's it going? Whatever. Just a simple statement to let the other person start. They don't have to know how they are. They don't have to figure out and report. It's a process of discovery. I discovered that I was feeling good, and I discovered that part of why I was feeling good was I wasn't holding back anymore. And that letting go and flowing was expanding me and freeing me and cleaning me. That was all a discovery process that was going on because she was providing a space for me to be in. Okay? So something actually does happen during this listening process. The listener, by reflecting back to the person who's speaking, actually creates some kind of a special healing quality. A healing effect is going on. Here in a lecture, I describe what I believe to be going on during the listening process. Let's look at this for a moment. Now, the purpose of this is that as I speak and Veronica mirrors me or reflects me in her words, she does two things. One, she allows me to be heard. I feel myself existing. I feel my words, my thoughts, my feelings existing in Veronica's awareness. And as she does that, and I feel myself existing in her awareness, it encourages myself to come out. The goal is for her to provide a space where I can be. The listener provides a space for the speaker to be in, and the speaker comes out. At the same time as she's doing this, Veronica, as the listener, has the opportunity to experience what it's like for me. As she listens to me, and feeds back what I'm saying to me, reflects it back, she starts taking on the feeling, the attributes as she's walking in my shoes, and starts having that experience of sharing. This is not about Veronica. This is not about the listener. It's really about the speaker. Now, to keep the energy with the speaker, that's really a key point. In fact, in some way, it's not so much the matter of saying the words back correctly or doing it just right, but keeping the speaker's energy flowing. Think of them as like a flower that's opening up. And as they begin to speak, their energy starts to come out. And by your reflecting back to them, you're encouraging that energy to come on, a little bit more, a little bit more. I'm with you, a little bit more, and so on. You're keeping their energy flowing. Another way to say this is that it's not about you, it's about them. So you want to have your focus on them, and you want to keep their focus on them. You're there to help them bring their energy out. Now remember, for example, in the case of the little bear who had lost its turtle, it wasn't always clear what the conversation was about. Was it about the little bear and the loss of the turtle, or was it about the big bears being upset about little bear's reaction? Let's go and watch as I and Veronica play out that scene again. The little cartoon that I gave you is a good, very quick summary of what the difference is between reacting and listening, even when reacting has a good intention. Let's just, for fun of it, Veronica, okay. We're going to just go through and read out loud the two scenarios so we can get a feeling for the difference between reacting and listening. So we'll start with it when I say, "My turtle is dead. He was alive this morning."
Now don't get so upset, honey. Don't cry. It's only a turtle.
Oh, I want my turtle.
What's that? Stop that. Buy you another turtle. Buy you another turtle.
I don't want another one.
No, you're being unreasonable.
So there's a scene from typical human communication. We react to what the other person has to say. It's with the goodest intention. He's trying to soothe her. But you can see also that what he's trying to do is soothe himself. That he unconsciously experiences her pain, and he's trying to make his pain go away. Now in the other scene, you'll see, when he's practicing listening, he's willing to be with her in her feelings, and the conversation goes much differently. "My turtle is dead. He was alive this morning."
Oh no, what a shock.
"He was my friend.
To lose a friend can hurt.
I taught him to do tricks.
You two had fun together.
I fed him every day."
You really cared about that turtle.
So you see, there in that scene, the person, Dad, is simply reflecting, not stating in the exact words that she used, but it's more of the attitude. And when we do the active, reflective listening, it's with an attitude of, "I hear you. What I think I hear you saying is blah, blah, blah." Did you notice how in the two scripts, when Daddy Bear was not being a good listener, it was almost as if he was reacting to Little Bear's being upset. Daddy Bear's own upsetness or worry or anxiety about Little Bear's upsetness seemed to be driving how Daddy Bear responded. Now you're always going to face that challenge to not let your own reaction be what's driving you, but instead to keep focused on the other person's energy and encourage them to keep flowing with their energy. Keep flowing with their opening up, with their saying, with their exploration, with their discovery process. Now, let's watch someone else do this. You'll see another Atlantic University student listening to me as I'm talking about a class that I've just been given. I'm very excited, I'm very energetic, and I'm a little bit concerned about how the students have been responding to me. Now this student, by listening to me carefully and tracking me and following me as I'm speaking, this student actually helps me to get a better understanding on what's going on with me and a different perspective on how I'm feeling. So let's watch this now.